Okay, so they promoted in February, and we've had so many freaking promotions on the team that it took all the way until now to be able to get them on the training. So I'm super excited. I know some of them are going for double this month in the next week, so that's even more amazing. So let's go ahead, and we're just going to start with Jenna. And then I have a couple little things that I want to talk to you guys about too. I was going to do a video on the team earlier, but I decided to just put it on here and just try to make sure you keep yourself muted. And then just a couple things before we get on. I just want to say I appreciate all of you guys who jump on here. You don't know how important these are until you're on them. That's really what it is. They are so important. And the second that you think that you don't need to stay connected, that's when things slow down. So all, 143 of you guys who are jumping on, all of us take our time, and I want to see you guys. I want to talk to you guys, all that kind of stuff. But I just want to say I appreciate that because they are so important. It's not just something we do because it's fun. We do it for you guys. So, okay. So I said Jenna first. Yeah. Okay. Hi. I see your face. Hold on a second. Let me spotlight you. Hello. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Good. Okay. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And I saw you say, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you not going double this month?
Yes, I'm going to go double this month. It's happening.
That's amazing.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Going diamond and then going double the very next month.
Yeah.
It's hard work, but man, in a 60-day time period, you go from like $800 to like $5,000 a month.
Yeah, crazy.
That's legit. And you'll have 2 bonuses, so that's cool too. You're going to have a really awesome paycheck. So you're obviously a perfect person to give everybody on here some tips. But first, I want you to share your story. Don't leave anything out. When did you start? All that kind of stuff.
So I started a year ago this week, actually. So I started March of last year. And I watched one of my friends post about it I probably watched her for about a year until I decided to just take a leap. I got my tax return. I thought I was balling. Used the $99 to join and everything. And then I had a pretty fast start. I promoted to Ruby within 3 or 4 months, and I got the Ruby $1,000 bonus. And then 6 months in, I promoted to Emerald and got the $5,000 bonus on top of that. And then around December of last year, I lost all of my motivation. I kept giving myself excuses, and I lost my rank. I lost my bonuses and all that. Sorry, I'm super nervous. You can't tell. I took like 2 nervous poops before this.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm dying. And no, it's okay. Everybody's first time is okay. It's okay to be nervous.
Yeah, so I lost my ranks. I demoted all the way down to executive, which I just kept giving myself excuses, and I kept telling myself, like, I keep talking to all these people, I keep posting, I keep doing this and that, but I wasn't doing that. Like, I knew what I needed to do, but I wasn't doing it. And then conference was coming around. I had already paid for my ticket, and I was like, you know what if I just went for it? What if I just did all the things that I know I'm supposed to do and did it? And I've never been like a big LC enroller. I've never been like a big mass LC enroller, but I'm really good at signing DTs. That's my my strong suit was signing DTs. And I saw at conference somebody was talking about pouring into your team, and Eden kept telling me to step up and be a leader, and I just wasn't doing it. And so I finally just decided to do it. And so I promoted to Ruby after I got done with conference. I promoted to Ruby after conference. And then after that, I kept pouring into my team. And Brooklyn was the first, she was the first one that I really stepped up to be a leader and show her everything that I need to do and just be friends with everybody that's on my team and just give them everything that all of my leaders were giving to me and give it to my team. So that's what I was doing. And Brooklyn was my first. And she took off. I know you know that, Christy. She took off like crazy. And she started firing me. And conference started firing me. And so I I got my emerald back in January. No, I double promoted last month from emerald to diamond last month. And then what month is it? Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Okay. I understand. You were paid as a ruby in January, and in February you were emerald and diamond, and this month you're going double, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And what really made me step up was personal development. I thought I was too prideful for personal development. I just didn't do it. Jamie was telling me to do it. Eden was telling me to do it. Everybody was telling me to do it. You were telling me to do it on all the lives, but I just was too prideful, did not want to do it. But once I started doing it, everything in my life changed, not just with the business, but like I stopped fighting with my husband. I stayed consistent with the products, and I lost like almost 20 pounds now since January. And just being consistent and putting everything into my team and showing them what to do has really helped me.
Okay, so there's a few key things. I want to write them down before I forget. Okay, so number one, you guys, it's okay to be nervous, okay? So, but if you're brand new and you're watching this, just so you guys know, the ranks that we're talking about, you can go to your eSuite and you can look at them. It goes executive, ruby, emerald, diamond. So I see some of you guys asking, don't worry so much about the logistics right now as we're talking. Just pay attention to these girls because they're going to tell you some amazing stuff. If you're looking for them, though, ask your enroller. But a few because I get so distracted with like the comments. But anyways, so through a few main things that you just said that really stood out to me is, number one, you're really nervous. Like, some people think that they have to be super outgoing, super this, super that for the business, because you might see me on every live, every training, but like it's 6 years later. So I better be able to do like go live, you know, but all you have to do is work hard. Like that's it. And the next thing is it really, you guys, I promise you, it's freaking crazy. It just takes one person to change the face of your business. Change the face of your business. She was not even emerald yet, and she has Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is going next. She went diamond. They went diamond the same month. Brooklyn started and she took off immediately all the way to diamond in 90 days, you guys. Just one person can change your business. But she could have quit. She could have quit seeing the lack of progress. She could have quit and said, I'm not even a diamond after a year in this business. She could have quit. But she said, no, like I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stick it out and I'm gonna make it work. And then she signed somebody that completely changed her business. That happens all the freaking time. All the freaking time. And the last thing is the personal development. You guys, you're gonna hear us say that. If somebody says to me, oh, I'm not signing. If somebody comes to me and complains to me and says, oh, I can't this, nobody wants this, blah, 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 I say, have you done any personal development? That's always the answer. Oh, are you feeling bad about your business? Have you done personal development? Are you feeling sad at home? Have you done personal development? Like, it's always literally the answer. When people say, oh, I have, 5 girls and they're all complaining and they all want to quit. Well, have you done personal development? Because the only reason I know what to say to people, okay, so somebody is trying to like screen share. Hey, Jessica, I don't know what is happening right now. What's the F? I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to have to remove you, Jessica, if you don't take this off because I don't know how to get rid of it. Okay. Did that work? Can I see you?
Yeah.
Can you see me? Okay. So anyways, you guys, personal development is life. And I love that you said too that it helped your personal life, because it is not just for that.
Big time.
Is there something you want to say?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm a super anxious person, as you can tell, and it's really helped with my anxiety. And I've never been like a super consistent person with anything. Like the second anything got hard, I would just stop doing it, which is what was happening with my business. I kept seeing my ranks go down and down, but I wasn't putting in the effort. I wasn't being consistent. But once I started, my husband made fun of me all the time for like listening to personal development stuff. Now we listen to it together in the car, like anywhere we're going, we listen to it together. But it's made me like so consistent. And then that's when I started being consistent with the products and losing weight. And it's really helped with my anxiety. Like I wouldn't be doing this if it didn't like help with anything. Like,
Well, it makes you feel good. Like
yeah,
it
really
makes
good.
you feel good. It makes you feel happy, and it makes you do actions that are going to completely change your future, and not just when you feel like it. You know, like you do it because you need to do it, not just when you feel like it. Okay, so I love that because it really is like those main things. Like you just made the decision, you found somebody that wanted it like you wanted it, and you started doing the personal development that made you consistent. So I love that. Okay, so what are some things that you do for personal development? And then can you give us a few tips for any of the girls or guys who might not be signing a lot of distributors? Because signing a lot of distributors, that is gold in this business.
Yeah.
And that is huge for giving them tips on it. So what do you do for personal development? And then what do you do for signing distributors?
So day-to-day personal development kind of differs depending on how my child is. Sometimes I'll just put an audiobook on Audible and just listen to it on the speaker, and then we're all listening to it. And like The Secret on Netflix, or just any motivational like YouTube video. I know there's a bunch linked in the pages and stuff. And then for DTs, just posting consistently about the business and what it's doing for me. Even like before I even started making money, I would post about what it was going to do for me. And eventually the stuff that I was saying was like the business was gonna do for me started happening for me. So then I would create bigger goals and talk about those bigger goals. Like right now I'm just blowing up my page with being double diamond and how I earned the 10,000 bonus last month and how I'm going to earn 15,000 on top of that this month. But if you're new, you can talk about how, maybe you just got your first fast start bonus, or you're going to get a fast start bonus, and you can pay for groceries, you could pay for gas, you could pay for diapers. That was one of my first posts. I was able to get formula and diapers for my 3-month-old, and that was huge for me. Just even if it's not doing anything for you this second, talk about what it's going to do for you, what your goals are with the business. Did I cover all the questions?
Yeah, no, and that's like, I love that you say that, and you're kind of like, yeah, that's just what I do, because you guys, consistency is everything in this business. And I love what Jamie said, kind of just putting in simple terms. Post about your wins over and over. Small, big. Every time I sign a customer, I post about it. Anytime it pays for my groceries, I post about it. Anytime I put it into savings, I post about it. Anytime I I earn a fast start, I post about it. If you guys sign a distributor, welcome them. If you're going to sign a distributor, or you're talking to people about signing up, those are the types of things that you talk about. You just talk about it over and over and over and over, because it's not one and done. It's not, oh my gosh, I just signed a customer, and then a week later you're like, hey guys, I'm back on Facebook. Like this is kind of the perfect time, because I wanted to talk about this really quick. I hope you're okay with it, because you seemed like you were done with that part. But just going based upon what you said, I think it's the perfect time. So you guys, here's the deal. Discouragement is like literally the one thing that makes people quit in this business. How many of you guys have ever felt discouraged? I have. I have. And number one, I feel discouraged constantly if I don't do personal development. I will always feel discouraged if I don't do personal development. So that's the number one thing. But the number two thing, you guys, is that like discouragement is the enemy of this business, because it's such like a circle. So here's what happens. You're consistent you're consistent, and then you don't see any results because you're only doing it for a week, and you're like, oh my gosh, girl, I've been consistent and it's not working. So then you get discouraged. And then when you get discouraged, you stop your consistency. But when you guys are feeling discouraged, that's the exact time that you need to be more consistent. And I was talking to somebody about this today, and I was like, no, now's not the time to slow down because your March enrollments are not high. Now's the time to buckle down because you were consistent for the last 60 days. Why would you slow down your posts and your messaging and your adding and your following up now? This is the time where everybody's watching you right now. You guys have got to get it out of your heads that, number one, this is going to be overnight, and number two, that you get to make a post and people get to come to you. Sorry, if that's how easy it was, you'd all be millionaires. I make posts all the time, and I sign custom contributors from them all the time. But guess what? I put in the time. I put in the effort. And every single day, even when I don't sign someone, I still put in the time. I still put in the effort. It is not going to just like, oh, you signed up and you really want this, so we're going to give it to you. It doesn't work like that, you guys. And I think that's probably the one reason why people quit, because they go, oh, I have one setback, or I didn't hit one promotion, or, this girl who said she was going to sign up, she didn't sign up, whatever it is. And all of a sudden you go down this rabbit hole of, I suck, everything sucks, my business sucks. No, you guys, there are weeks when I don't sign anything. Does that mean I suck? No. Do I still post? Heck yeah. Do I still follow up? Heck yeah. Do I still message? Heck yeah. But I don't care who you are, what you look like, how long you've been in, whether it's a day, a week, a month, or 3 years. If you are inconsistent, you might as well quit. If you give this business 3 days on, 5 days off, I had a girl tell me once, I'm just going to work it on the weekends. I was like, don't even bother. I literally said that. Don't even bother. It's pointless. You're missing Monday through Friday. This business does not take a lot of time. You guys can see that the polls that are in the team page, we post, we message, we add, we follow up, and we interact. Those are the 5 things that we do. And of course we do the personal development too. But those are the things that we do. Those things take an hour. They don't take that long. Okay. But the thing is if you're doing those each day and then in a week you're like, this sucks, everybody sucks. And then you send your leader a message and you're like, you know what? I'm working so hard. And this is real messages that I get, you guys. And I'm just trying to be real here. You don't get to say that. You don't get to tell me nothing works, blah, blah, blah. You do not know how hard other people have worked. You don't know how long it took me consistently following up with one person for them to sign. Sometimes people watch me for a year. Sometimes people I follow and they just sign up immediately. But I've done my time, okay? I've done my time and I've done my hard work and I do it every day. But it's not brain surgery, you guys. But for the love of everything, give yourself 6 months to a year of consistency. Even honestly, even a month of consistency, you'll have amazing results. Every single time somebody says I'm discouraged, I'm like, okay, I go look at their page. I'm like, you haven't posted in a week. And they're like, oh, well, because I wasn't signing anything. Well, how is this going to help? How is not posting going to help? How is not messaging going to help? You guys, this feeling of discouragement will be taken away when you know what you want, you know why you want it, okay? And you do the freaking personal development. I know people are like, oh, what does that mean? Blah, 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 blah. You just don't know until you do it. This business is all mental. It's literally all mental. It's, can you stick it out? If you haven't signed anything in a week, are you still going to be consistent? People who start businesses for, $100,000, traditional businesses, they're committing a lot before. Do you think after a month, if they haven't made their money back, they're like, you know what, we're going to quit? No. They're like, okay, what can I do differently? What can I work harder at? Who can I bring in? What different network? Who do I need to advertise to? It's the exact same thing, you guys. You don't get to go into a brand new business and be like ballin' status. You got to do your time. Yeah, when I post that I've signed like freaking 20 distributors this month, absolutely, I better have after 6 years of consistency. I'm sorry if I'm cutting out. I don't know what to do. I can't help you. I don't know. I don't know if it's me or whatever. So you guys, here's the deal. Like, what you say comes into action. So like when I'm telling somebody, hey, this is what you do and you need to do it consistently. And if you're not getting results, you need to do more of it. That's just what it is. And then when somebody says, I'm doing this and I'm not signing anyone, nobody will sign. Everybody hates me, blah, 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 blah. You guys, it is your brain. It is your brain. Why do you think someone who signs up can immediately sign a bunch of distributors and customers? Because they think they can. They know they can. They're choosing that they can. That's literally what it is. What you say, your words are powerful, you guys. Your words are so powerful. I promise you. So stop saying anything negative to yourself. Stop saying that you can't, and start writing in a journal and saying, I can, I will, I must. That's it. That's just what it has to be. If you guys are focusing on what hasn't happened, then you're not going to get there. I already shared this, but for like, besides, okay, so a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, I signed like 5 distributors. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Cool. We opened the distributor floodgate for the month. So excited. And then I didn't sign any distributors for like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. I was like, okay, all right. But I know that I'm doing things. And if I said, hey, you know what? Everything I'm doing is for no reason because nobody's signing and I stopped being consistent, I wouldn't have signed 8 distributors in a 48-hour period a couple days ago. That literally happened. If I would have been discouraged, so mentally I said, you know what? I suck. Because it happens. I promise you, there are many times where I say, you know what? I suck. And then I'm like, no, but I don't really suck. And I have to like go and journal. Like when I can feel myself going down that rabbit hole, and I hope you guys know that it happens to me too. I grab that freaking I grab my friggin' journal or whatever you want to call it, a notebook, just grab a piece of paper, and you have to cut that out right away. You have to say, I am a distributor signing machine. I am killing it at this business. I am Presidential Diamond 2.0 in March. My volume is skyrocketing. I am signing crazy, amazing distributors. And you guys, there was a point last week where I was like, I was feeling that discouragement. I was literally like, okay, this is weird. Like, did I sign everybody I know already? Which is impossible because our network is always growing every single day. And sometimes it's as simple as just growing your network. That is just the right people. Because for me, if I am adding new people every single day, that means I have new eyes. I have new interested people every single day. So the people I added like a month ago, they're probably going to be ready soon. They're watching me. They're watching my consistency. But if I'm not adding people every single day, I'm just looking at the same people. Who knows if or when they'll be ready. So that's really huge, you guys. But last week when I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. I'm not going to like get in my own head because I know better than that. I do my personal development, but I literally had to block my thoughts. I had to say, this is not a real thought. And I was talking to somebody about this last night. I was like, this is not my truth. Like, this is not my truth. This is just a thought, and I'm just going to take it as such. And I went and I started writing in the journal, and I was like, I'm awesome, I'm awesome, I'm awesome, I'm awesome. And then I was like, okay, I'm awesome, I'm making it happen. And then I signed all those people. It's mental, you guys. It's mental. But only if you do those 5 things. If you skip, you don't get it. Like, you can't skip. Okay, so let me see what people said. Good job. No. So, okay, here's kind of what I do, you guys. And after that, we'll go to the other two girls. Just really quick. This is the way that I do it. If I'm adding somebody and they accept me back or they start following me, I absolutely never message them immediately. I do not introduce myself. I do not say, hey, girl, like, thanks for the ad. No, that's so spammy. That's so spammy. Do not do that. I never message them immediately. So here's what I do, you guys. My only messaging that I do is for host a post and for offering the business. Okay, and for likes. So I don't reach out to people and I say, hey, you want to be my loyal customer. I don't do that because my social media, it has enough likes and comments here and there that I have people coming to me, but I also have people to message. So that's what I suggest, because you can put out a really good post, you guys, with really good picture, and you can sign people from it. People will come to you if you think they will come to you. But the people that I do message and I do go after, because it is very important, you can message the views on your stories on Facebook and Instagram, okay, because they're already viewing it. And I just say, hey, I saw you viewed my story, Jessica. Would you be interested are you interested in losing weight and getting healthy? Or, hey, Jessica, I saw you viewed my story. Are you interested in making money with me? Because they're already viewing it anyways. That or a poll. A poll is great. You're saying, hey, listen, you're coming to me without even actually having to message me. If I put out a business post or a product post on Facebook or Instagram, I always message the likes. This is why it's important that the picture looks good, because if I put out a picture, it's a selfie, and I'm talking about the business in it, they're going to like it because it's a selfie. Half the people might read it, half the people might not, but I just am going to open the door. I'm going to message all 50 likes, and I'm going to say, hey, Jessica, I saw you like my post. Are you interested in making money with me? And she might be like, what post? So those are the things I message for. And then I also do host a post. Host a post is great. If you don't know what it is, just type in host a post at the top of the team page. Everything will pop up and explain it. It's super simple. It's just somebody posting on the wall for you, and it's opening up your network to theirs. It's great for new people as well, because you haven't grown your network yet. And then I will offer people the business that I really want on my team. I don't just go down my list and message anybody. I will say, okay, Rebecca looks like she has like a good social media. Hey, Rebecca. This is what I say. Hey, Rebecca, I've been watching you for a little bit. Think you'd be great at the business I do. Have you ever thought about it, or would you like to make money with me? That's usually what I'll say. And I just signed my one girl. I shared the message in there. I shared the message in there, you guys, and it was just super simple. And she didn't actually sign up until this, like a couple days ago, but I first messaged her like in October, November. So you just have to trust the process and put out the content and put out the messages offering the business. So that is kind of what I do. But okay, so you guys are hella distracted. Squirrel. Okay, so let me, so that's what I do, you guys, but that's why this is social media. You are in a social media business. If your page does not look fun or attractive or have something that stands out to someone, they're not going to follow you. If you're a mom, go follow other moms. They're going to connect with you. Okay, so who did I say next? Okay, so Jennifer, let's go with you next, and then we'll end with Brooklyn. Let's see here. Oh, I see you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so congratulations, Zaman. Okay, so can you share your story with us? I'm gonna put you on the spotlight.
Am I on the big screen now? Hi. I don't know. I did It Works, I think back in 2014. I joined as a distributor, and I used just their apps. I really didn't know much else about it. I don't even remember who signed me up, to be honest, because I never had any communication with them afterwards. I never signed any loyal customers. I never did anything. So I kind of just let it go. And I never did it again. And then I kept seeing, I didn't even know how I was friends with Alyssa, but I kept seeing her posts. Her posts kept popping up about the business, And so I finally just messaged her and said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's do it. And I said, I got to wait till payday. But we did it. And then I forgot when payday came. So she did follow up with me and message me. And I signed up the very next day. And then I just decided that if I was going to do this, I was going to do this. I was going to go gung-ho and get as much information from you guys and our team pages. And Alyssa helped me start out a lot. And I've been doing this for a little over 5 months. And I went executive and Ruby in the first month. And then I went Emerald the following month. And then I maintained Emerald for 3 months, I believe. And then after conference, it did just kind of put a fire in our belly that we just needed to go. And then the fact that they changed everything and made it so easy for us now that I knew I wanted Diamond and I knew I had to get there. And I'm charted double Diamond. I just have to keep working to fill it and try to put a fire under my team to work too.
Okay, awesome. So can you share what you do to bring in customers and distributors? Give maybe some of the newbies some tips.
I own a salon and I work like 50 plus hours a week. So while my colors are processing in between my clients, I try my best to make a post before I even leave the house, before I start getting the kids ready. And then I try to do one around lunchtime because I know people are on because they're eating lunch. They're looking at their phones, you know, scrolling through all the social media while they're eating. And I follow up with people while my clients are processing. So, I mean, we all say we don't have time, but we honestly have time. I mean, we live with our phones in our faces now. It's just what we do now. It's my little one even has a phone in his face with his little tablet, technically. I mean, we all have electronics in our face. So instead of us scrolling through Facebook, you know, I'll go back in our messages, and then I started writing them down because I noticed the messages just keep piling and you don't remember who you talked to last month. So write down who you talked to and write down, hey, they weren't ready, but they may be later. And then I always ask them, do you mind if I follow up with you? Because I don't like bugging people personally. So that's always with my finish. If they're not ready now, I ask them, do you mind if I follow up with you at a later date? And then I just put them in a book, and then I give them about 3 weeks to a month. Usually it's the last week of our month when we're filling our volume that I'll go back down that list and re-follow up with them and see if there's anything that they wanted to try, if they've been looking at my posts and stuff.
I love that. Oh,
it
sorry, go ahead.
Exactly what she said earlier. You don't have consistency, you don't have anything. And I do slack sometimes, and I do catch myself on it and get my butt back on there and at least make a post or share results in my stories at the very least, because I notice people watch the stories on Instagram and Facebook way more than they're commenting on my posts. And some of my posts will only get 2 or 3 comments, and half the time it's from our team, which is fine. But the stories, I notice people are actually watching and looking at a lot more than our posts.
Absolutely. They made like a study that said that right now more eyes are on Instagram and Facebook stories. You guys, that's why I go crazy when I'm like, post on your freaking stories, post, message, add, you can do all that literally from just the people that are viewing your stories. That's just where your eyes, like when you open it up Instagram, what's the first thing you do? You see the top and you click anyone that might look interesting. So that's super important, you guys. And going with what she said in the team page files, and I know I've shared this before, but I'm going to share it again. In the file section of the team page, Eliana and Caesar, they made these lists, and it's just like to keep you organized. It has potential customers, potential distributors, signed customers, signed distributors. And this is very important to stay consistent with following up with people, because half of the leaders on this team I follow it up with in order for them to sign. So it's just their timing, if that makes sense. So it's really just based upon their timing and not yours. And so that's why they say the fortune is in the follow-up. Most people need to be followed up with at least 7 to 12 times before they sign. That's why I don't ever take anything personally. It's not that they don't want it. It's just not that they don't want it right now. But people have a life-changing event every 6 months. So as far as distributors goes, that's going to be something huge to make sure that you're the one who follows up with them before they might see someone else's post or message someone else. Follow up is literally key. Like, that's the key to everything. So I try to add 3 to 5 new potentials, whether it's distributors or customers, on my list every single day. If you have like 5 potential distributors, that's not enough. You need like 3 to 5 new a day. So what do you have to do that? That's what's going to get you the consistency in signing customers and distributors. Okay, so is there any other tips that you want to share?
Don't give up. Just don't give up. I mean, look at Christy. Look at everybody else that you see on that top line. I mean, if that's one of your goals, to be there and be financially set and be financially free. And I mean, I don't plan on quitting my job. I love my job. I love doing what I do. I want to build my own building and run my own shit. I'm sorry if I'm cussing. I mean, I don't want to rent anymore. I want to design it and build it myself. And I want to be able to take a week off or 2 weeks off and not care if there's enough money in the bank to pay my bills because I took 2 weeks off. I know it'll be there.
Yes, I love that. It's real residual income, guys. When something happens in your life, people don't just pay you. Like, they don't pay you if you don't do the work, but this business does pay you because it's residual. You will get paid no matter what for your paycheck. So that's a huge blessing of this business. It really gives that freedom. So, and yes, that's true. I always think like, what if? So some of you guys made that list last week. If you guys are new, I want you to make this list. If you have not done it and you heard me say it last week, I want you guys to do it. Split the paper in half and write down, what if I do, what if I don't? It really will keep you on track. What if I do this business? How will my life look? What will happen? What can I have? What can I do every day? What can I pay off? Everything. And what if I don't? What if I don't do this business? What if I quit? What are all the things that are going to stay the same or get worse or change, or debt that's going to pile up, whatever it is? Or, the car that you want to replace, but it just would never be possible. Make that list, you guys. What if I do? What if I don't? Okay, so let's see here. Brooklyn, where is your face? I don't know where it is. There's so many faces. Oh, hi, there you are. Okay, you guys, so Brooklyn is awesome. She has been a runner since the day she started. She went diamond in 90 days, right? 90 days. And she's going double this month, right? Where's your face?
Yes.
It's like jumping around on me. I hate when it does this. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to put you on.
Stop.
Okay, yeah, so.
Hold on.
No, you're fine. Your
I'm
dog.
going into my room.
It's okay.
Of course, right when I start to talk.
It's like my kids. But yeah, you went diamond in 90 days and you're going double this month. You enroll like crazy every single month, customers and distributors. So share with me 2 things. How the heck were you able to start signing so many customers and distributors immediately?
So I really, right when I started joining, I started pretty much watching every single training that I could. Like, I went back and watched all of yours, and I just took all the tips from my amazing leaders. Like, Jenna was just so awesome. And when she was sharing her story, I literally started crying because, like, we went to kindergarten together, and now we're like business partners. And I just love her so much. So she's helped me so much. And Eden has been amazing. I love Eden. She's like, I look up to her, and Jamie and Christy. So just taking everything from your leaders and not being afraid to reach out to them and say, and asking them questions, or what can I do better? What can I do differently? What has worked for you? I always tell my team, like, you're not bugging me, just ask me, whatever you need help with. And then Host to Post was like amazing for me, especially like my first 2 months. Like, I wouldn't have gone without Host to Post. And I just use every single giveaway that we do. I do all the giveaways, and I love Host to Post. This month has been like a little lower for me, but the first 2 months for sure, Host to Post was like amazing. So I'm all about Host to Post.
I love that. I mean, it is amazing. And the thing is it will always be amazing as long as you kind of like clear out your network and grow a new one. That's kind of what it is. So I love that. Host to Post, you guys, is so freaking amazing for a brand new person. Like, it's gold. So how do you, so I was going to ask you this, and we're going to go back to your story, but really quick, I want to ask you, so do you Host to Post for distributors, and how did you start signing distributors right away?
So I actually don't do Host to Post for distributors, but I started messaging right away. And just like Jenna said, like, even when I wasn't making money, I was talking about like, okay, what this is going to do for me. And then like, I had a couple people join pretty quickly, which was nice, because then I was able to get like those $100 bonuses. And so I was able to share those. So kind of, I would just have to say what Jenna says, like, if you're a new distributor, just like blowing up your page with like what this business is going to do for you. And then like every single thing that you accomplish, just sharing it with others, and not being afraid to put your goals out there, and not being afraid to show people what this business was. Like, when I first like was going to go diamond, like, I was like, should I really be telling people I'm going to be making like a $10,000 bonus? But then once me and Jenna went on the same day, I was like, okay, like, this is meant to be. Like, God put me in this business for a reason. And like, once I realized I could change lives, it was like, I'm all about it. So I love helping others. So once I knew that this business is life changing, then that's really what helped me for sure.
Okay,
just having that passion, I guess, to say.
I love that so much. And the biggest thing I think I hear from you is that you just went balls to the wall immediately. You weren't scared to message. You weren't scared to post. You learned, you watched videos, you figured out what we do and how we do it. You kind of probably just were watching what other people did, that sort of thing. And then you just did it. Like, you took the action immediately. Is that kind of what it was? Okay. So sorry, I'm like asking, but not asking. So
no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just like, when I put my mind to something, I don't quit. And so I was just like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And then I also thought, like, I watched Jenna be in the business for 6 months, and I actually supported her getting the products from her. And so I kind of looked back, like, what were the things that Jenna posted that made me like interested in the business, or, oh, I could maybe do this, or, oh, I think I want to join her. So I kind of went back and thought like, okay, what were the things that Jenna was doing and posting that got me interested in the business? And then I kind of just repeated that as well. Cause she never came to me and asked me about it. I was the one that went to her. So.
I love that. That's what I actually do, the same thing. I go and I'm like, okay, why do people need money, or why would they want this business? And then I make a post about it, which is kind of essentially what you did with, why did I want to join Jenna? Okay. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Because that's what it is, you guys. Like, people, you have to correlate this business, because you could say, oh, make $1 million. They're like, great, but you have to work really hard for it. But when you correlate making the diamond money or the ruby money or the $500 a month with something, and once people make the connection of this $500 will allow me to buy the new car that I need for my kids, or will allow me to buy my dream car, whatever, that's when they're like, okay, I'm in, and they'll actually work for it. So it's kind of like correlating that together. So you said you started messaging right away. Was that just host to post or offering the business also?
I did both. Pretty much Jenna told me like right when I joined how many people she messaged like a day. And I was like, dang, that's a lot. But I just kind of slowly started doing it. And then, like I said, she was there to tell me like people were going to say no, and that's okay. And they might come back to you and join later on. So you never know what seeds you're going to plant. And then once I started realizing what this business could do for me, I just realized that I could help others. And so that's when my shift changed, and I started messaging not just to promote myself, but to like help other people. So I think that really helped in my shift too, instead of just like me, like trying to pour out into others and wanting to help others.
I love that. That's actually when I started signing a lot of distributors also. Kind of happened after my first conference, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is way more than just me like making some extra money. Like this will change people's freaking entire life, like their entire future, their legacy, their kids, like, you guys, this business literally changes lives. And it's funny because once you learn that, and once it clicks, you're not afraid to message. You're not afraid to post. You're not afraid to talk to anyone and everyone about this business, because you know that whether they have a great job or a job they hate, or they don't have a job, they need this business. Like, I am a big believer that actually literally everybody in the world needs this business. Not everybody will do it, but everybody needs it. So I love that. It's crazy though. Like, it will change every aspect of your life, you guys. Okay. So now can you share your story?
Yes. Just one thing that I just thought of for everyone that's new or watching, like, I still want to tell you guys that I was super scared at first. And there's those select people that I didn't want to see my posts. I think it took me a couple weeks to start posting like personal posts on Facebook. I don't know why it was easier for me to do it on Instagram. And on Facebook, I was like, okay, all my family's on here. My boss is on here. My boyfriend's family's on here. And then my boyfriend's family's like, so what's this thing you're doing? And my boyfriend's like, what did you do? And I'm like, I don't know, just something. But then like, I just started posting, and you guys just have to start doing it every day. And just, I'm super big about consistency, just like Christy is. Like, you have to be consistent, and you have to use the products. You have to share your emotion about the products with people and how much you love them and what they're doing for you, because I'm not a salesperson, but I love the business and I love the product. So I just wanted to share that really quick. All right. I guess it's my story.
You're the cutest, by the way. Yeah, I took a second to unmute myself. Is she not the cutest, you guys? She's the cutest thing. She's like, I just love it so much. And I'm over here like, ah! She really is the cutest. Okay, so yeah, share your story with us, and I will shut up now.
Okay. So I think I've probably already said this, but I'll say it again. So Jenna is my enroller. We went to kindergarten together, and I watched her do the business for 6 months. I supported her with hair, skin, and nails, and I messaged her one day and said, I can't pay for this anymore. And she said, okay, I'll stop your shipment. And then that was it. And so then I just kept watching her post, and I messaged her, and I was like, I think I need this. And she was like, it's a faith-based company and something else. And I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, she knew what to say to me. And so I was actually like sick that week, and I signed up on the dot, and I pretty much spent like all week on my phone just learning, doing host posts. Anyways, I joined in December, and after a month I promoted to Ruby, and then I actually didn't go to conference, and I'm really, really sad I didn't. It was my boyfriend's birthday, and I was too worried what everyone would think if I would miss it for this new business thing, but I'm definitely going next year. So I didn't go to conference, super jealous. And then after another month so February I promoted to Ruby. January I promoted to Ruby. February I promoted to Emerald. And then March I promoted to Diamond. And I was going for Diamond, but it really was like my leaders just saying, you're going Diamond, you're going Diamond. And for me, just waking up every day saying, I'm going Diamond, I can do this. And then it just so happened, and me and Jenna promote on the same day, which is like totally meant to be. So it's awesome. And I'm working really hard to go double this month.
So you don't have any kids, right?
No, I guess I missed that part out, but
Okay.
I actually started as like a broke college student. In December when I joined, I was off break for school, so I had December to kind of work the business. I work a couple like part-time jobs, fun jobs, but I really don't make a lot of money. And I love traveling, so I joined to have extra money for traveling and to eventually pay for my house one day and a wedding and all that good stuff one day. And so, yeah, so I actually already had planned to, actually already paid for a CNA program. And so I worked the business all the way in January and February in the CNA program. And I would be texting Jenna in the bathroom. I would be posting in the bathroom, messaging in the bathroom. So when people say that they're too busy, I'm like, girl, I'll show you busy, because I'm all over the place, working, going to school with my family, with my boyfriend. So no excuses.
I love that. That's the juice I want to hear, you guys, because everybody just sees, oh, I do this. This is how I do it. But what stops people is, oh, I'm too busy, or, oh, I'm distracted with my kids, or, oh, I'm distracted with my CNA program, or, oh, I want to be a nurse, so why even bother doing this? Well, we have a lot of nurses on our team, and we know that a lot of them need the extra money for the vacays and all the fun stuff like that. But that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice. She's working it even when her life is crazy busy, and she didn't even care to mention it, like she didn't even care to mention it because she's going to freaking do it anyways. And it doesn't matter how busy she is or whether she's on, summer break. Winter break. Like, she's going to do it. So you guys have to decide to do it no matter what. Because honestly, like, it's so freaking simple. It's stupid. It's stupid how simple it is. You just have to be consistent and just like not get in your own head. Like, I love that you just went out the gate, because that is how you get Diamond in 90 days, you guys. She went from nothing to at least 2,000. I don't know what your check was, but at least 2,000 in 90 days, and then going double Diamond this month. That's going to be like a $5,000 paycheck in 120 days, you guys, in 4 months. That's hella awesome. But you have to go balls to the wall. If you don't want to go balls to the wall, you guys, like, that's okay. You don't have to, but don't expect to get the results of Brooklyn. Don't expect to get the paycheck or the results of Brooklyn without having the commitment of Brooklyn. Does that make sense? Like, you can't be afraid to post or do something one day and not the next day, and then be like, why am I not diamond and under this? Like, that's not how it works. But yeah, so anyways, okay, so can you share a last tip? And if any of you guys have any questions for Brooklyn, like real questions for her that she can answer, sounds funny, then you can put them in the comments or the chat. But do you have a last tip that you want to share with us?
I'm trying to think of which one I want to say.
You can say all of them. I will give you as much time as you want. I'll not cut you off.
You're so cute. Like I said, I'm all about consistency. I love host to post. I love sharing how I'm using the product every day. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I just like,
you're just consistent and you just work hard. That's it.
Thank you. I don't know.
So how much time do you say you think you put into this business? Like, is it just like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Or do you ever like sit down and like work?
So I would say like I was that person in the beginning that I was like working a lot on my phone. But I just had a belief that I could do this and this could work. And so I always agree with you when you say like in the beginning, you feel like you're working really hard, but like you don't see a lot of results. But obviously if you're just consistent with it and each and every month, like that will pay off. So in the beginning, honestly, I worked a lot because I had a lot more time like that first month. But I would just say like sometimes my best days is when I'm actually on the go. Like when I'm going here and here. Some days when I sit at home on my phone all day and I'm like, I only got like one customer today. And so sometimes like I like when I'm like, okay, I'm going here because I have like intentions. I don't know if that's what it is, but like I go here and then I'm answering my people from my post, or I go here and I message 10 people. So I like on the go working. But there are times I will sit down and especially like at the end of the night and go through and do all my messages, or in the morning it's always good. I would say in the morning and the night I do a good like sit down work, and then throughout the day I'm just doing like my tasks, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. I'm the same way. Like, and you know what it is? It's because it's more like mental, I think. For me, like if I can sit at home all day and work, you know what I'll do? I'll scroll, because the actual work takes like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You can only message so many people at once. So it's like honestly, it doesn't take that much time. And that's why they say busy people get stuff done. But there's a trick to it. When you're a busy person, you have to mentally have the goals at the front of your mind so that you actually like take that 5 minutes. Like, I'll get to a store and then I'll sit in the car 5 minutes, make a post, and then I'll go in. But you have to like make that choice that you're going to actually do that thing.
I just wanted to add something really quick. I also do like a lot of planning too, like especially on the days that I had school. Like the night before, I had my post planned out. I had what I was going to put on my story the next day. I had an idea, I had ideas of the next day, so I wasn't running around the next day like, what am I going to post? Because when I'm not planned, I feel like I spend time like, okay, what am I going to post today? What am I going to message? But when I'm like have it planned out, then I have a lot more time to actually do the other steps, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like the following up, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I love that. So that kind of answered this question, but it says like, at what point in your day do you make Prime posts? Do you basically make all your posts, you guys? So here's the deal. Write out your own schedule, because you don't have the same schedule as Brooklyn. You don't have the same schedule as me. Write out, I know Alejandra, I'm pretty sure she has hour to hour. I would probably go crazy if I did hour to hour, but write out like, 8 a.m., 12, 2, 5, 7, whatever. Write out your own schedule and make that time for when you're going to make your content. I know some people that just make their content all the night before so that they can post it the next day. For me, I like to kind of just do it on the go, but you guys have to you can't look for Brooklyn's trick. Brooklyn doesn't have a trick. She has a crazy busy life. She finds her 15 minutes and she does those things. So her schedule is not going to be the same as yours, but make your own schedule so that you can see, okay, when am I going to do this? And honestly, you might just wake up an hour early and do all your work for the day then. That might be the only time you have. You might wake up at 7 a.m. to get to work, and the rest of the day you can't focus. So guess what? Wake up at 6 a.m. and do all your post, message adding, following up, and interacting. Do all of it. You just have to make it a freaking commitment. You have to decide. And really quick, so I love what you said too. So if you guys have never heard me say this, I kind of said it on I don't want to call this video that, but I'm just going to. I call it my fat girl video where I show my paychecks, but I call it that because I look at it and I'm like, who let me do my hair like that and look like that? But it was I just had a baby and it's happening again now. So it's fine. But I call myself that. So you guys aren't allowed to call me that. I made progress, so it's fine. So anyways, that's my funny video. But on it, you guys, I shared that because here's the deal. You're going to be working and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not making a lot of money. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm making $100. And then the next month you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm making $300. And the next month you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm making $800, whatever. And if you go super fast, you could be doing that way faster. If you go slow, you could be doing that, way slower, but it duplicates on itself. So the work that I did to get to $800 a month, you guys, I'm still working the same. I'm still working the same. I'm just have more people, more team to talk to. But I am just working the same, you guys. And that is the power of this business. You're going to feel in the beginning like, wow, I worked this hard for $100 a month. I worked an hour each day for $100 a month. That doesn't make any sense. And you might be like, wow, that sucks. But let me just tell you, in a couple months from now, that's going to be working that same hour a day for $500 a month or sooner. I don't like to predetermine your guys's goals because you can go way faster. But for me, that's what it was. And then, a year later, you're working that same hour, but you're making $5,000 or $6,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 a month. But you have to be here to see it. You have to be here to see it, you guys. And it will just duplicate upon itself. You're going to feel like, I can't believe I just worked that much for this little. But I promise you, it's a business, you guys. Any business in the world, you have to kind of get away from the hourly mindset. That's what it is. The 9 to 5 mindset. That's what they call it in all the books and all the this. And I am not awesome. I just read or listen to stuff and then I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And so I heard this or I read it or something, and it was like all of our minds are told, okay, you wake up, you go, you work an hour, you get paid for an hour. You don't have to work any harder or any, less than what they tell you got to work, and you're going to get that guaranteed paycheck. And if you're fired, you make nothing, but if you go an extra hour, you'll make an extra $15, $20 an hour. That's not this business. You're going to work an hour and you're going to make $0. And then you're going to work another hour and then you're going to make another $0. and then you're going to work an hour, and then you're going to make like $100, and then you make like $500, and you make like $5,000. And then, you know, then you're going to be making paychecks, you know, like Stacy and Eliana and all these girls making $20,000 a month. And that's your one paycheck. And they're working hard. But guess what? They worked hard a year ago. They worked hard for their $10,000 a month. They worked hard for their $5,000 a month. But I'm sure they're really grateful that they're here now working really hard for 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 grand a month, right? That makes sense, you guys? So anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just going to go.
Can I say one more thing really quick?
Always.
So kind of what you were saying, like for you guys just to be like appreciative of like every step, like every $100 bonus, first paycheck at $100, like just be appreciative of every step that you have, because that's an extra $100 that you didn't have in the beginning. And so I like what Christy was saying, like just be in it for the long haul, because it'll be worth it, and just be appreciative and have faith and never give up. That's my go-to. So
and just a little shout out for Brooklyn, you guys. Let me just tell you how awesome this is. And Eden, you're right. She is the perfect distributor. So she had 2 mess ups on her paychecks before, and Jamie and I were talking about you just like a week ago or something. So there was an oopsie, and I've never seen this happen in my 6 years, but there was an oopsie on paychecks like in February or January where Emeralds accidentally got a $500 Emerald bonus on their paycheck. And so a lot of them were like, oh my gosh, wow, this is crazy, whatever. So that's the month that she went Emerald, and they were like, oh, sorry, this was an accident. And so she was totally fine with it. She was totally cool with it. She didn't even complain, anything like that. I have a couple girls, they didn't even complain. It was awesome, whatever. Anyways, so this month I don't know how it happened, this poor girl. But she, for some reason, she's paid it as a diamond, but it didn't register. I don't know why. I don't know how, whatever. Her check was like half or a third of what it was supposed to be. And she reached out to Jamie and was telling her whatever. And she's like, okay, like, let's get this fixed. And she's like, even if it doesn't get fixed, like, I'm really grateful, whatever. And I'm like, no, girl, you get it fixed. Like, she got it fixed. But my point is that, like, that's the kind of person I know one day is going to be making $30,000 a month, because you're grateful for every little thing. And those good feelings are going to bring more to you. That's what it is. Like, when she told me that, I was like, I need a Brooklyn, like, because even I would have been like, oh my gosh, you know, like freaking out. But you guys, as you start to grow and become leaders, like, you, number one, you always have to be the one grounded, you know, like you're the, what is it? Like, you're the rock in like the river of all the little stones, you know, running by. Like, you have to be solid for yourself and for your team all the time. And that's kind of why I was like, wow, like, you're a really good leader, because that's the kind of stuff where if someone comes to you, you got to tell them, like, no, this is cool. Like, we're going to get this fixed, you know? But I just thought that was so freaking awesome of you. I was like, that's amazing. Like, your attitude was just so good about it before it was even fixed. So I just wanted to give you a little shout out, because that's amazing. But anyways, okay, let me see if there was a question. Okay. But I can't scroll up. Okay, so does anyone else have any other questions for Brooklyn, you guys? Oh, this is kind of a good question. So somebody said she feels like she's using the same content over and over. What would you say to that?
As in, like, posting content?
So I think what she means is she feels like all her posts are starting to be the same, and like mine are, so whatever, it's just consistency. But what do you say?
I would say, like, I post a lot of the same thing, like with my coffee in the morning. Like, I love my coffee, so I'm going to share with it every day. And like, we're always growing our network. And so if you're growing your network and you share like the coffee 1 week and then you share it 2 days later, you're going to have new eyes on the coffee. So I think that's fine as long as like you're changing up your wording and you're still being excited about what you're saying. I like to post like results, but I don't post like the same results. Like I wouldn't, like, I guess after like a couple months or whatever, but not like in the same week. But yeah, I would probably say that. Like, if you're doing it the right way, then I think that's fine. If that makes sense.
Well, and that's honestly like what it is, you guys. Like, you're having new eyes on you, but also it's just simply the fact that consistency is key. Like the offers that I get, and I've used this before and I stopped getting them, but then I just started getting them again. The offers that I get in like through my email for edible arrangements, they send me this like the same like offer like every week. And I'm like, I know I'll get that offer next week, you know, but after they send it to me like 8 to 10 times, I'm like, man, you know what? I want a freaking edible arrangement. Like, right? Like, it's not like I'm like, and I don't want to like delete the last one just in case I want it. Like, people are watching us the same, you guys. So if you're posting like similar things, don't be afraid of that, because that's what we do. Like, that's what we're supposed to do. People will message me about my shake now, but how many times did I share my shake being made in my stories before they actually were like, you know what? Okay, I want some.
Yeah,
So,
people will like, oh, sorry to interrupt you.
no, go ahead.
People will like message me and be like, okay, so what's this coffee thing? What's this coffee that you drink? Like, they watched me do it over and over and loved it. So they finally reached out like, okay, girl, I need this coffee that you love or whatever. So I think, especially if you're like, you always make your shakes and Eden always makes her shakes, me and Jenna make the coffee. Like, I think that's really awesome to share with people, and they see that you're using the product's consistency as well every day. So then they want to do it every day as well too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so last question before we jump off. So someone said, how do you approach potentials to offer them the product? So if you guys were on Sense 7, I don't. I host a post and I offer for the business, or I message my viewers on my story, or I message my likes on my posts. I don't, you guys, if you are growing your network consistently, you don't need to message for customers, because you'll have people that view stories, like your posts, and doing host to post. Host to post grows your network to 1 million other people immediately. And so for some people, like messaging saying, hey, do you want to be my product model? It works. It works for them. It doesn't work for me. My personal opinion, and if any of you guys do this or any of your leaders teach you this, keep doing it. Like, this is just what I do and don't do, and what has worked for me. It is not worth my time to send out 100 messages to get one customer. For me, that's not worth my time. I rather send out 30 to people I want on my team to grow my business, and I rather grow my network and spend time interacting so that I have more likes, more comments, and I'll message them when they like my posts, because they're showing that interest. To me, they're more likely to sign. That's just me personally. If your leader teaches you to do that and you're getting results from it, don't change it. If you're getting results from it, don't change it. But that's just me personally. Because like, I don't think it's worth it to turn off 99 people to just sign one. That's for me. I just don't. Because also I can't message 100 people a day. I can't do it. I know some people do it. I can't do it. The most I message is when it's host to post. So maybe it is like 100 people after all the conversations I have, but I can't message 100 people a day consistently. Like, my head will fall off. But I don't need to, because I grow my network. Host to post, you guys, there's so many different awesome ways. If someone hosts a post for you once, can you ask again? Girl, you can do whatever you want. Absolutely. I've had the same person host a post. I just give them 2 different posts. But like, you guys, even if I don't do something and you think it'll work, try it. How do you think host to post came about? Some chick was like sitting in her room and she's like, man, I am not growing my network. I need to grow my network faster. How do I do this? And she's like, hey, Eliana, will you post this on your wall for me? And Eliana's like, yeah. And then she signs a bunch of customers from it. And Host to Post was born and changed everyone's life. So like, try new things and don't be scared to try new things. Like, it could work out. But don't be spammy. That's my only thing. Don't be spammy. Okay, Brooklyn, were you going to share something? No? Okay. Okay, so I think that's all. Yes. Okay, so I'm not sure if you were on in the beginning, but yes, we talked about this. So I message anyone who likes my posts, anyone who views my stories, anyone who reaches out, anyone who gives me any sort of little, hey, I'm here. I'm like, hey, I'm in your inbox because you said you were here. So that's pretty much what I do. So, okay, so if you guys don't have any other questions, then we will wrap this up. And sorry, I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. Okay, so I hope you guys have a good Monday, but who's going for promotions? Ashley. Yay, there's so many. Okay, all right, shout your guys' self out in the chat. Have you promoted this month? Are you promoting this month? What are you promoting to? You guys, we have a week left, including today. You can bring in thousands and thousands and thousands of volume if you choose to. If you choose to. I'm going to share 2 Zooms, one that was done today and one that was done like 3 months ago, but it's still legit. And it's the best poppin', rockin' Zooms that you've ever had in your life that will give you not just tips to sign lots of loyal customers, but it will show you what can be done. I have seen people sign 3,000 BV in one day with their team. This business is team effort, and so when you have everybody,
obviously your kind, there's no problem with that. Mine. You mean Charles?
And if you guys are watching TV while you're on the training, just don't come on. Just don't bother. I've seen someone fall asleep before, you guys, just don't bother. Like, it's not doing any good for you to show your face if you're not actually doing anything. Just being honest. That could have just been like a husband's TV in the background, but I have seen people fall asleep before. That's my biggest pet peeve. Anyways, so you guys, I have seen people bring in 3,000 in one day, but it takes work, belief, faith. You got to do it all. You got to host a post. You got to pull out all of the things, and you got to be like, okay, Brittany, you're doing 300, Brooklyn, you're doing 400. Like, let's do it. Like, it's teamwork. And, you know, even if I'm the diamond and Brooklyn's my emerald and Brittany's my ruby, if you guys are new, you're like, I don't know what any of that means. But if they're part of my promotion, I'm part of theirs. Here's the deal. I'm going to be working my butt off to help them promote. They're going to be working their butts off. I'm going to promote. They're going to promote. Next month, we're all going to work on the next promotion up together. That is the best part about this business, is that you get to help other people promote. They're helping you. Everybody wins. And then you can step it up the next month. And here's the deal. I'm not afraid to move on. So like, if someone on your team is not stepping it up, next month you can move on. You don't have to help someone promote if they are dragging their feet and they won't even talk to you. Like, it's okay, you guys. There's one person there for you. There's 1%. You have a Brooklyn out there somewhere. And after you find one Brooklyn, you just go find a Dunya. And then after you find a Dunya, you go find an Eliana and a Stacy and a Savannah and a Jamie. You just like find one of each of them. And you'll find like maybe one every couple months. You might find like all 5 in 1 month. Like, it's just timing. But what I will say is that you never want to miss out on a promotion, you guys. We use these last 7 days, because here's the deal. When people see you promote, they see that this is real. They need to see you promote. Everybody watching you needs to see you promote. And then when you promote to Ruby, you blow it up. You blow it up for the next 30 to 60 days until you go Emerald, because it's going to draw people in. And then you blow up that Emerald until you go Diamond. And then you blow up that Diamond until you go Double. Like, you have got to promote, because if you're not promoting, people are just seeing you post. They're like, what? Just like what Brooklyn was saying and Jenna was saying, like, you put out what you want, but then like you got to actually hit something to show them that you're making it happen. But anyways, I know that I am going Presidential Diamond 2.0. And I know that so many of you guys are promoting, and I'm going to work my booty hole off to make it happen. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but I'm going to work so freaking hard to make it happen. But here's the deal. Most people that promote, they don't wait until the last day. They're doing it all month long. But I will say that almost 7 days, it's actually a long time. It's a long month. So take advantage of it, promote, because there's going to be 2 people that are in the team page, and there's going to be one that's promoting and one that says, I wish I would have. I wish I would have worked harder. And also soon we might be announcing a leadership retreat of some sort-ish, and we'll give you more details on that. So anyways, yeah, bye, Janae. Never happening. You're not getting any secrets. Okay. Anyways, all right, guys, we will see you later. We all need to go get back to work. Okay.